You ever think changing your Wi-Fi password could spark a neighborhood scandal? Yeah, me neither. But that's exactly what happened to Darren Carter, a quiet software developer who just wanted a faster connection. He had no idea that one small update would lead to flashing cop lights, a neighborhood witch hunt, and a full-on FBI raid. It all started one quiet Tuesday night in Willow Creek. Darren had been noticing lag while working from home, so he checked his router. To his surprise, there were over a dozen unknown devices sucking up his bandwidth. Annoyed, he reset the password, locked things down, and called it a night. By midnight, his doorbell rang. Two cops stood on his porch, flashlights in hand. And right behind them was his next-door neighbor, Linda Whitmarica, the local self-declared neighborhood guardian. Arms crossed, lips pursed, and looking like she'd just cracked the Zodiac case. "Sir, we received a complaint of unauthorized access to a private internet connection," one officer said, clearly not thrilled about the call. Linda jumped in. "He hacked my Wi-Fi. He cut us off, and now my son can't do his schoolwork." Darren blinked. "Wait, are you saying you've been using my Wi-Fi?" Linda didn't even flinch. "Well, we've been sharing it for months. You never said we couldn't." Darren glanced at the cops, expecting them to shut this down, but they just looked tired. He explained, "My internet was slow. I checked the router, found devices that weren't mine, changed the password. That's it." Linda gasped like he'd confessed to grand theft. "This is a community. We share things. You can't just cut people off without notice." The older officer finally sighed. "Ma'am, it's his service. He can change his password." Linda stormed off, throwing over her shoulder, "This isn't over." Darren shook his head and went back to bed. He figured it was over. He was wrong. The next day, his mailbox was jammed with angry handwritten letters. One read, "God sees your betrayal." Another said, "You killed neighborhood unity." One had a fake petition with a dozen obviously forged signatures, "Reinstate the Wi-Fi." At the local coffee shop, people whispered. At the store, someone called him a cyberbully. Even the UPS guy avoided eye contact. Linda had painted him as some tech villain who destroyed the community fabric with a single click. But then, something didn't sit right. That night, Darren checked his router again. One device was still connected. But it wasn't Linda's. And it wasn't his. Confused, he ran a trace. The IP location. Linda's house. But he'd changed the password twice. Someone in that house was bypassing security. Darren's gut tightened. Whoever it was wasn't just streaming Netflix. They were accessing financial accounts, crypto wallets, server backdoors. This wasn't freeloading. This was cybercrime. Darren knew he couldn't go to the cops with just a gut feeling. So he set a trap. He created a dummy network, Willow_public_Wi-Fi, enabled a full trace, and waited. Within minutes, someone connected. He watched, stunned, as the device started skimming databank logins, cloud passwords, even access keys to crypto exchanges. The device, still coming from Linda's house. So Darren printed the logs, the timestamps, every connection detail. Next morning, he knocked on Linda's door. She opened it with a smirk. Come to say sorry. He held up the folder. We need to talk. What now? She rolled her eyes. Did my grass grow too fast? Someone in your house is running cyber scams using my network. For once, Linda looked genuinely confused. Then, a beat later, realization hit. Her face turned. Brandon. A lanky teenager appeared upstairs, laptop in hand, looking guilty as sin. Give me the laptop, Linda demanded. No. Brandon cried. It's mine. She snatched it. The moment she opened it, her face went pale. On the screen, lists of stolen credentials, bank accounts, crypto wallet keys. Brandon whispered, It's just streaming accounts. Darren raised an eyebrow. Really? Then what's all this financial data? Linda looked ready to collapse. Then, of course, she pivoted. You planted this. You're trying to frame us. Darren blinked. Are you serious? She screamed. Take the laptop. It's yours. And tossed it at him. Then came a knock. A loud one. FBI. Open up. We have a warrant for Brandon Whitmore. Linda gasped. Brandon froze. Darren just sipped his coffee. Panic set in. Linda spun in circles. Delete everything. Run. Brandon shook his head. It's too late. The door burst open. Agents flooded in. Brandon surrendered without a word. An agent took the laptop. Another glanced outside, where Linda had apparently jumped out a window right into her flamingo display. We're gonna need medics for that one, someone muttered. As Brandon was cuffed, an agent told Darren, You did the right thing. This kid's been on our radar for interstate cyber theft. You might have saved a lot of people. Linda was still wailing. He's just a boy. The agent replied, He's 18. Ma'am. And this was organized theft. Brandon just groaned. Can I go to jail now? By the next day, Linda was loading a U-Haul, face redder than ever. The neighborhood, quiet for once. And Darren, finally connected to his own Wi-Fi alone. Moral of the story: sometimes, protecting your password protects more than just your bandwidth. Let me know what you would have done in Darren's shoes. Have you ever had a neighbor cross the line like this? Drop your stories in the comments.